Up
While
into the sky.
funny, a talking bear should not be able to disguise himself as a human simply because of a bluff check.
Yeah, no, that would require heavy illusion magic.
If I remember correctly, he eventually got, or he like had magic at some point, but if I remember correctly, it started off as just
A literal bear.
yeah.
Like, it's funny. It makes for a good story, but it's not a good campaign.
Yeah.
Because you have to wonder, in the midst of all that happening, what was the rest of the party like? You
Side
know?
characters.
Huh?
Side characters.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Like, if one character is dominating with how much nonsense they're doing, what's everyone else there for?
No idea, but I got a Without Remorse that has stats for all and incandescent.
What was the first one?
Stats for all, it's where you hit 3 unique
stats for
targets,
all. Yeah.
get more damage and everything. So that's an interesting concept for a shotgun. And then of course I had to slap on smooth bore, so I have larger spread.
Yeah, when I had the one I was using that had stats for all, it was pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Is he done cleaning up yet?
I don't know. Shit. I don't think so.
Darn. But night falls, and I'm getting like a weird headache. Then again, I've had like a weird congestion headache for like most of the day for some weird reason. It's not terrible, it's not debilitating, but it's definitely like, you know, there's a pressure very present in my head. And for once, it's not the thousands of extra voices. Oh gosh, this reminds me. So I'm playing RimWorld, right? And I finally decided to check out the Call of Cthulhu mod for RimWorld that exists. And it sucks. I'm so disappointed. So apparently all they essentially did is like this. So there's a couple different mods that build into it, and the one that actually adds into Eldritch Horrors is not fun to play with. It's just a bunch of really overpowered nonsense that you have really no way to kit yourself against, and you just get punished for playing the game. Then again, for some reason, that is the RimWorld community, and I don't get it.
Hot take. Cthulhu is good for books, but the moment you put any interactivity into it, you completely ruin the point of Eldritch Horror.
What? You mean that one video? What was the game called? Was it actually called Call of Cthulhu?
If you're talking about the actual Call of Cthulhu one, then yeah.
Yeah. What? You mean that game putting actual Eldritch Horrors in it was bad? What? Goodness, that game. No, but like, yeah, like it puts in like star vampires and all sorts of other like it's mostly like the minor minor, I guess, one way to put it. But it's just they have overpowered abilities. They're super powerful. One is literally permanently invisible until it's like 5 feet away from you.
Yep.
And it also moves, I think, at like 5 times the speed of a regular pawn. And it's like, but why?
Yep.
Why do you hate people? And now I'm sitting here with a playthrough of it because I don't want to really remove it because removing mods in the middle of a playthrough kind of breaks a lot of things. But I'm not having fun when they show up. It's just obnoxious. It doesn't feel like a fair difficulty. It just feels like time to die.
Oh, here's another hot take.
Cool.
The Barbarian subclass should have, in 5th edition, the Barbarian should have less magic subclasses.
Wait, the Barbarian has magic subclasses?
Yeah, all but
What?
2 of the subclasses are magic based.
Wait, what? Why? Did they just run out of ways to make Barbarian interesting?
Yep.
Okay, so now I have to ask for context. Did they do that with like every single class then?
Basically, yeah. Everybody's subclasses are all have like magical elements
But
and
why?
fighter actually has like the least amount of magical elements.
Which is hilarious considering that they were the one in the public test build that did have a magic variant, and it was trash.
Yep.
Actually, does Mage Knight still exist?
I believe it's called Eldritch Knight.
Eldritch Knight, yeah, it was Eldritch Knight. Does it still exist?
Yeah.
Did it ever get a buff? Because it was trashed here.
I do not remember. I know.
I was gonna say, public test build Eldritch Knight was horrible.
I do know the general consensus is if you want to be fighter with magic, you just play Warlock, Spell Oath or whatever, or Blade Oath or whatever.
Yeah, Oath Sword or whatever. The one that takes the sword.
Yeah.
Then again, apparently everyone's... so, Warlocks seem to be in a weird spot in 5th edition, where either everyone loves them or everyone hates them. Also, I'm just gonna say, Eldritch Blast really lost any of its, like, gusto when everyone has a damage cantrip that scales.
Someone started it and ran off.
Oh, I've been killing stuff in a different place. But yeah, they do that for some reason, I don't know why.
Oh,
Sorry,
looks like...
opening. Why is it a Drang? I'm already done with Drangs. Dick.
But, essentially the people who dislike Warlocks dislike it for the same reason why I dislike, Kineticist from, Pathfinder. Where they have basically, like, too many options all the time. Whereas, you know, their counterparts have so many limitations. But then there's also another set of people that were like, why bother playing them when you can only have 4 spell slots? But, you know, they miss out on the fact that they get cantrips that basically mimic all higher tier spells anyways.
Yeah, so how do cantrips work in 5th? Because it's like...
I believe in most cases cantrips are free.
But they still need spell slots. Like...
No.
What?
You can cast cantrips free.
Well, yeah, no, but like, aren't you usually limited by like what you have access to that day?
Not for cantrips. Cantrips are like Pathfinder, free. You have infinite cantrip slots.
Yeah, no, you can cast an infinite number of cantrips, but you have spell slots, even at 0
Oh yeah,
level.
you still have... No, you don't have 0 level spell slots.
Okay, because Pathfinder does.
Not for all classes.
I now see the problem.
Now, one thing people do seem to forget in a lot of Pathfinder, not Pathfinder, in 5th edition, a lot of spells that scale actually have to be cast in higher level spell slot, but I don't think a lot of people do that. Because it doesn't sound like people even know that they have to cast certain spells in higher spell slots to get their intended.
Read the PHP? Why would I ever do that?
Yep.
That's the DM's job. I'm just here to goof off and have a good time.
Now, I say that based off of all of those stories of people being like, be a first level wizard, do yada yada, and then I go and read the spell, and it's like, actually the spell says you have to use a 6th level spell slot to do yada yada.
What? No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah. But I get the feeling if a lot of people are parroting those ideas, then it's probably a good chance that a lot of people don't realize that you have to upcast. Or they
this is also the same community even way back in 3.5 was like, I could totally wear a Belt of Giant Strength and use Giant's Growth on me at the same time. Because that wasn't just a few people, that was a lot of people that believed that. Or not Belt of Giant... not Belt of Giant Strength, the one that actually gave you Giant's Growth. It wasn't called Belt of Giant Strength, it was something else.
Yeah, but yeah, not to mention that there's literally an errata that these things don't stack as it affects the base your base height.
It literally says your base stats can only be influenced once.
Yeah.
Much of the same way that the same type of AC does not stack.
Or the best one that I read later on was that player stats cannot go above 20.
Yeah, that depends on campaign though. Like I let that one slide.
But I meant on the aspect of the
Yeah.
it was like the Dragon Rot spell stitch where you get like plus like infinite in all stats because you transfer your stats to your familiar, then you buff your familiar, then you steal the familiar stats, but make them permanent on yourself. Not to mention that
I
would
still
cost
feel like that's like there's other layers of wrong to that.
Oh yeah, the spells needed cost like hundreds of gold, like hundreds of thousands of gold.
No, but still even that, it's just like if you take stats from something,
well,
you get more stats back. Like, wait, how is this an infinite feedback loop?
No, it's like what it is. Like there is a very specific spell that you use that adds your current stat to the stats of your familiar or summon.
Yeah.
And so if your summon has 2 across the board and you add 10 to it, now it's gonna have 12.
Yeah.
And then you could steal one of those stats. So you steal 10 and replace you steal their 12 to replace your 10 with, and so now you have 12 in that. And so the next time you summon that monster, it's going to have 2 again. And so this time it's going to have 14 when you buff it. And so it was like that. You keep doing that over and over again.
I feel like that's not working as intended.
No, that part was written as intended.
No.
But it's still the fact that the spells they were using had like astronomically high like costs.
But still, no.
Yeah.
Oh, goodbye, Hammer. That's just going to the moon. Actually, wait, is that the Earth? Yep, going to the Earth.
Yeah, it had like ridiculous material components, and it's like you couldn't actually do this multiple times. There was no way a character could.
At least not feasibly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also just an error in writing. That should not be the way that's how that's coded at all.
Yeah. And then not to mention the fact that, like, in order to get to such high stats, it would cost astronomical amount of money. Like, doing it once should be, like, your entire campaign's worth of savings. But to do it, like, 30 plus times is just a no. There's no way your character should have that much moolah.
This is definitely why money requirements for certain things are definitely necessary.
Yeah,
but asking people to carry around a bullwhip's tail is a little silly.
Yeah, it was why that's why the feats and all that were only intended to cover, what was it, like,
up to a gold's worth, I think. Yeah, it's 1 GP.
Which is also why, people say Fireball's too OP. Well, it actually had a material component that was worth more than 1 GP. So you're not supposed to be able to spam it.
What was its worth again?
Depending on certain versions, it can be like a couple golds. So. Yeah, it was not meant to be spammable.
I mean, most good spells were not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You have drawn out a powerful nightmare. See that it is destroyed.
I feel like we're gonna run into the same situation where Lee says he's gonna get on, he doesn't get on until after stream.
Quite possibly.
Oh,
I did tell him that I wasn't gonna stream past, or I wasn't gonna play past 8, so.
Oh. So we're gonna be done at the same time then.
I mean, yeah, I got work tomorrow.
Fair.
But after we do this one, I'm gonna hit him up and see if he was
If
getting
he is going
on.
to show up on time.
But if he doesn't respond in a reasonable amount of time, let's do at least one nightfall.
Totally. I do have the daily to go do a nightfall and kill some champions, so I'm up for it.
So as much of it being a meme roll, I would really enjoy getting a triple tap plus having 4th times the charm.
The fact they could roll both is hilarious.
Yeah. The memes are strong with that gun.
Oh, next phase.
But in general, it just looks like it'll be a better auto rifle than what I currently have in my kinetic slot, so I wouldn't mind getting it. I like my stasis auto rifle, but I would like to get a better kinetic.
Yeah.
So much fire.
Good. Burn! Burn everything! You know what would be funny if season 19 is Stasis 2.0 already?
Would be funny.
Oh, we rebalanced every other element. May as well do Stasis again. Why not?
See, I would just be better with, hey, we gave you all a second special.
That'd be nice.
And also another melee for wizards.
No, that's going too far. You can't have that.
Yeah.
Bannable offense. You get one melee and you're gonna like it.
Except for I don't. I don't like my melee. It's so slow. Admittedly, it seems good. It's just that slow. And what little I've used in PvP, it seems stupid. But I do feel like that's kind of a problem. It feels like stasis is pretty overtuned for PvP. But for PvE, it doesn't feel as great.
Yeah, I wasn't overly impressed with Stasis, really.
Yeah.
It does not want to give me a deep sight weapon.
Hey, I got a key.
Neat.
Lord Saladin,
Ah, a bunch
how
of
long
energy
has
weapons.
it been since I first set foot in your campfire?
Longer than I care
Range
to
finder
count.
on a
I
with
remember
accurate.
how Zavala urged me to turn you away. He didn't think refugees belonged there.
And you said that if you could not defend the defenseless, then why have a camp at all?
This
It seems you
disgusting.
set your heart, no?
I suppose I taught him well.
This is a very disgusting hand cannon.
Oh.
I got arrowhead break, so it has perfect recoil direction. Accurized rounds, so further range. Heating up, so final blows give you increased accuracy and stability.
Neat.
And rangefinder, so
Cool.
increased. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Alright, where's your key go?
I forgot to look at that. Pleasure Gardens by Fallen Greatness for the 3rd time in a row.
Neat.
Yeah.
I mean, considering there's only like 6 locations to begin with.
Yeah, but it would be fun to get a different one. Oh, I'm gonna... Oh yeah, that's disgusting. I just shot a Cabal from quite a ways away. Still did it. 10,000 damage.
Alright, you gonna come get your chest?
Yeah, I was texting Lee.
Oh.
Well, Discord. I saw he came online.
It may as well be texting at this point.
Yeah.
Let me know when it's time to teleport.
It is good to go.
Alright.
And I too also got a red border drain.
Huh. How about the odds?
What if it's seeded?
You know, I wouldn't be too surprised.
Oh, don't load up
Yeah.
the nightfall, but let's see what we're working with.
Sure.